Okay, let's give you guys another example. So in this video, we're going to try and sketch this in 3D. So let's just look at it in 2D for the time being. If I were to give you this, this is X, Y graph. If I were to ask you to sketch this, you would rearrange it to make Y the subject, and then realize that it's going to look like this. It's your reciprocal graph. So it will look like this. So now going into 3D, notice that X is not in play. So X is not in play. So eventually we will need to drag it in the X direction. So draw our, well, let's rearrange this. So let's start again. So we're trying to sketch this. X is not in play. So let's rearrange this. Let's imagine it as this 1 over Y. So X is not in play. So ignore this axis and just sketch it like this. Hang on. So imagine it to be like this. So this is your Z axis, your Y axis. So when you sketch this, it will look like this. The height, the across here. So this will then be this. It will look like this. Your reciprocal graph. So in 3D now, let's translate into 3D. So in 3D, it will look like this. In 3D, it will look like this, something like this. Okay, so don't forget this is your y-axis, your x-axis in the negative realm. So it will look something like this. So now we need to drag it in the x direction. X is not in play, so looking at this, we will need to drag in the x direction. So x will be parallel to this. Okay, so drag it in the x direction. So drag this in the x direction. 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 So it will look something like this. It will look something like this. So this is like you dropping a marble, and then it will roll down like this. Okay, and then same with same with the negative realm. Drag it along here, drag it along here, drag it along here, drag it along here, and then it will look something like this. So you can think you can imagine you on a bike and rolling down here. So yeah, so it will look like this. I hope you can picture that. It will look something like this. It will look something like this, and then this one here curves downwards like this. So this in 3D will look something like this. Okay.